Hi there, I'm Zara of Zara Tutoring, and I'm really excited to get to share with you 40 minutes worth of my favorite SAT tips, strategies, and resources to help you begin your own SAT prep journey. But before we jump in, let's look at a quick overview of the SAT. The SAT consists of 4 sections: reading, writing and language, math non-calculator, and math with calculator. Now, unlike on the ACT, where each of the 4 sections is worth 25% of the overall score, the SAT has a unique scoring breakdown. Any guess which one of the 4 sections is worth about 1/3 of the overall score? If you said the math with calculator section, then give yourself a pat on the back. Here's the actual allocation of the 1,600 cumulative points that the SAT is out of. Half of the total score comes from what the College Board calls evidence-based reading and writing. This is a combination of the scores from the reading and the writing and language sections. Each of these 2 sections is worth 25% of the overall score. The other half of the total score comes from the math sections. Now, the fact that the math score counts toward half of your overall score may seem surprising enough. However, as I alluded to already, it's not as straightforward as just that. Now, I've actually never seen the math breakdown the way I'm about to present it. However, since the math section consists of 58 questions total, 20 questions from the math non-calculator section, and 38 questions from the math with calculator section, and each question is worth the same, as is indicated by every scoring document provided by College Board, in which the raw scores from the 2 math sections are added together prior to converting to the math section score, I set up a couple of proportions to determine how much each of the 2 math sections contribute to the 800 math points, and therefore to the overall test score. So let's jump into our first math lesson of the day, proportions. So for our first proportion, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the non-calculator score in relation to the overall math score. So 20 represents the number of questions on the non-calculator section. 58, the total questions overall on the math section, combined non-calculator and with calculator. So let's see how many points the non-calculator is out of the total 800 math points. So with the proportion, we can go ahead and cross multiply. 2 times 8 is 16, tack on 1, 2, 3 zeros, and then we go ahead and divide. So let's use our calculator here. 16,000 divided by 58 means that the non-calculator section is worth approximately 276 points. Now for the with calculator section, we'll do the same thing. The with calculator section has 38 questions out of the 58 total questions, combined non-calculator and with calculator. Let's see how many points it's worth out of the 800 math points. We cross multiply. 38 times 800 is 30,400. Divide, and we see that the with calculator section is actually worth approximately 524 points. So there you have the point breakdown for all 4 sections of the SAT. 400 points on the reading, as well as the writing and language sections, approximately 276 points on the math non-calculator section, and about 524 points on the math with calculator section. By dividing each of those scores by 1,600, we get the following breakdown for the value of each section as a percentage out of 100. As you can see, the math with calculator section is occupying a large piece of that SAT pie. Fortunately for you, I'll be sharing a free download of a very useful graphing calculator program that's permitted on the math with calculator section. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk test dates. Since 2016, the SAT has been given in public high schools throughout the state of Michigan, as well as other states, usually around the 2nd Tuesday in April of junior year. This is usually part of students' graduation requirement, since the results from this test are used by various agencies when providing state and national rankings of high schools. In addition to this one free opportunity, most students choose to take the SAT at least 1 or 2 additional times. Apart from the school test date, that usually falls on a Tuesday, the test is always given on a Saturday. Students have to register for a Saturday test date through College Board's website. I highly recommend registering ASAP. After my 40-minute presentation, I'll be sharing the test date I personally recommend you register for, so stay tuned. Here's what you can expect on the day of the test. Doors open at 7:45 a.m. and close by 8 a.m., so be at the parking lot by 7:30 at the latest. Testing starts between 8:30 and 9 a.m. The actual test takes exactly 3 hours. There are also 2 breaks of 10 minutes and 5 minutes respectively. In addition to the 4 required sections, you may also receive a 5th experimental section that lasts 20 minutes. After the June 2021 administration of the test, College Board no longer provides an optional essay, which I personally believe is great news, since you can display your excellent writing skills when you write your college application essay with Ashley. Depending on your actual start time, whether or not you have the 5th experimental section, and other potential factors, you can plan on dismissal being anywhere from 11:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now check out the next video, how to access Tom's tips, where I show you how to join my free Spotlight SAT Google Classroom so you can watch the 4 10-minute modules, one on each section of the SAT.